Galnet News Digest, 26th of April 3308. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, the Thargoids feel a bit silly after they failed to attack the starports they'd planned. And we round up all the news from the past week.
The failure of the Thargoid hordes to attack any starports in the Didio, Novus and Sosong systems last week, after they'd put out a press release confidently announcing the attacks, has left them looking around for someone to blame. Prince of the Pleiades, Tharg the Mighty, is reported to be incensed at how amateurish it makes the Thargoids look when they're doing their best to seem both scary and competent tentacular supervillains. After very nearly getting to Sol 3 years ago, the invasion melted into nothingness, and the Thargoids all but disappeared, maintaining just a minimal contractual presence in systems such as Desiat, where they put on hourly shows at the megaships. They responded crossly at the start of 3307 to the Alliance's expansion into the Coalsack Nebula, backing the protest up with a reminder that they consider the Witchhead Nebula to be theirs too. But it wasn't really until Salvation started using his summoning spells, luring the Thargoids in to places like Cornsar and some of the systems in the Pleiades by dropping Guardian technology, that the Thargoids came back to the bubble in any meaningful way. But their heart really hasn't seemed to be in it. They've managed the incursion part, but they only attacked a couple of stations in a rather half-hearted way. Now, at last, they got their act together. They had planned to attack 3 stations at once, striking at the Alliance, Empire and Federation all at the same time. But it turned out that the Starport attack force was away on holiday, and the stand-in crew didn't know how to make the weapons go boom. So there was no Starport-Shattering Kaboom, and the Thargoids were left feeling pretty silly. They have, however, promised that the starports will get blown up good and proper on Thursday this week, and sorry for any inconvenience caused.
In other news this week, Archon Delane has appointed a new member to the Kumo Council. Known for his impulsiveness and wild ways, there seems every chance that Arch-Corsair Callan Salamanca will be making the headlines again very soon. Despite being nowhere near the recent attack on the Didio system, the Sirius Corporation has confirmed that it is actually protecting the Alliance from attack by Thargoids, by planning very carefully. Alliance systems may burn, but by goodness, that Sirius defence plan is something to behold. Calico Zach Rackham, the federal pirate and businessman, is insisting that he comes from Beta Hydri and not from a small independent anarchy after all. This is not remotely believed to have anything to do with Rackham getting ideas about running for president next year. Beta Hydri is reported to be suffering from a liberal helping of Rackham's attention, which means that he's bought up and redeveloped huge swathes of the planet. All eyes are on 5th of May, when the Marlinist colonies will unveil 2 new starports. The placement of their starports has brought critical acclaim in the past for their excellent views over nearby rings and planetary bodies, and there's every hope that the 2 new starports will be placed with just as much care. And the new Spelfie craze has been driving the galaxy crazy, with commanders pretending to hold their external cameras like the mobile multifunctional devices of the distant past that were known as mobiles or cell phones or handies, depending on which sort of Earth language you spoke. Asps in front of things is old hat. Now it's arms in front of things that's the cool new trend.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.